So, what are you? What truly are you? Have you ever got curious about that? Have you ever got interested in what is this, what we're experiencing as life, as yourself, as existence, as this journey, human journey? What animates it? What keeps it alive? What makes it going? What lets your whole body be conditioned to breathe and to beat your heart and to function and digest and wake up and move around? Have you ever got curious beyond your immediate experience of triggers and emotions and pain and relationships and work and roles and all of it? Have you ever felt enough pain to get curious of what is beyond the pain? And why am I constantly chasing the my own tail, so to say? But why am I constantly chasing everything and none of it satisfies me? No matter what I get, no matter how bigger the house is, or how amazing my next relationship is, or no matter how fascinating my children are and how proud I am of them, there is still something that is missing, and you can't quite find what it is. And the answer is in our ability to get curious enough to go beyond this 3D world, beyond this matrix, and to find out who and what we are, to remember who and what we are, to connect and to emerge from the disconnection with life, source, God, universe. So bring yourself back into the curiosity of knowing that somehow, no matter what I do, no matter what I do, I am not satisfied. And this itch that we cannot scratch always drives us to try to look for that fulfillment outside of ourselves. But here's the mistake. Here's something you're already aware of, that none of the fulfillment comes from outside. No matter how many cars you have, and no matter how many possessions you have, and even if you're financially free, there's still something missing. And this is my invitation to you. And this is my seed that I want to plant in you, that what is missing, you are missing. You as a totality of existence is missing from the picture. You are experiencing a fragmented reality. And within that fragmented reality, disconnected from source, you are experiencing unease, disconnection, separation, continuously reliving your trauma, continuously living from fear, from the egoic state of consciousness. The egoic state of consciousness is not an enemy. The egoic state of consciousness is a pure intelligence. It's an intelligent mechanism that's been keeping you alive, has been keeping repressing, unfortunately, things that were not in accordance or in a way of continuously surviving. So you repressed a huge part of you. And with that repression, you also forgot who you are. You forgot the spontaneity. You forgot the playfulness. You forgot the effortlessness. You forgot to be being connected to the magical fabric of reality. You forgot. And now you're looking for it and you can't find it because you're looking in all the wrong places. And I did for sure too. I looked for it in drugs, and I looked for it in parties, and I looked for it in temporary connections, and I looked for it in intimate long-term connections. I looked for it in my children. I looked for it in my parents. I looked for it everywhere without knowing what I was looking for. And at the end, what I was looking for was always here. I just never knew. I just never knew how to get there until I did. And that's what I'm inviting you into. The missing link from your happiness, from your fulfillment, from your ease and relaxation beyond seeking is what you truly are. So it's getting curious, it's getting interested about life, and what is it? What is this magic that makes us breathe and eat and digest and walk and act and talk and sing and all of it? What is it that makes us go into a flow state, into a deep flow state, beyond time state? What is it that is animating your pain, your suffering, your trauma? What is it that makes the capacity for fear to exist, so that we no longer repeat the same elements of our life, unfortunately not knowing, so we're actually constantly attracting it, because unconsciously so, it's still in our system, those experiences that broke our heart, or those experiences that drove us into shock and fear and disconnection. But that's a whole other story. Right now, what can illumine and can help with the human experience is the solidity and the permanence of who you truly are. And so my invitation is to you to get curious of what are you beyond the facade of stories, beyond the experience of this human mess, beyond this perishing body that will disappear in a blink of an eye. So for me, it was the longing that brought me there, the seeking that brought me there. I was not satisfied with this existence. I was exhausted to medicate myself, exhausted to find peace or connection and intimacy through drugs and alcohol. I was exhausted to find unity through drugs. My body was exhausted. My mind wanted to continue, but my body said, no, I can't do this anymore. There must be something more than this. There must be some sort of a connection. So craving that connection, craving being plugged back into home consciousness. That what brought me there. That what brought about remembering. So I want to wake up that curiosity in you. If you suffered enough, if you've seen enough that chasing the external never fulfills you and just brings about the same compulsive behavior again and again and again and again, keeping you trapped in the cycles of fear, frozen in time, manifesting itself again and again through this separate, elusive reality. And you know, a lot of non-dual teachers will point you to the fact that there's nothing to seek. There's nothing to find. It's already here. What are we looking for? And I'll give you another analogy. So imagine there's a field. You're in this open, beautiful field full of flowers and infinite sky, and the sun is shining, and it's just so perfect. Just perfect as it is. Free, totally free, already as it is. And then your reality is standing in that field, so being part of the field, but you're enclosed in a cage. You caged yourself with a tiny window, so a little bit of light is coming in, but the rest is kind of dark. The rest is kind of unclear. And so you're keeping yourself in this imprisonment. And yes, the field is here. Yes, you are part of the field. And yet you're not aware of it. And yet you are enclosed in your self-protection. Self-protection is frozen in past. You are frozen in time. You're a split experience from the totality of who you truly are. So this split, distorted experience of yourself is your suffering, is your cage. And my invitation to you, can you open and get curious, not with everything that is so shiny within the cage that keeps you so obsessed with all of it, all the details and all the relationships and all the feelings and all the what you don't have and all the envious and all the jealousy and all the comparison and all of it. So you're so busy with that. I'm saying just stop. Like just stop, please. Just stop. Just for a brief moment. Just stop. Just look through the little window. Just look through the little window. And just pause. And just look. Oh my fucking Lord. I've been busy with all of this. Well, there's all of that available. So this is my invitation to you. Like, come in this event I'm organizing. Very, very accessible. Come to get curious and peek through the window of the matrix into reality of what you truly are. So, yes, there is a field. Yes, it always already is. And yet, we are keeping ourselves imprisoned in the past. Could something be done about that? Hell yes. Can we somehow break the cage? Oh, yes. Can we somehow stop the noise, the preoccupation with stuff in our cage? And can we tune in to the actual fact that we are part of the field? Can we feel the field? So, I am inviting you to get curious because this is the only resource that will help you to move through the insanity of today's world and the acceleration in society of darkness, technology, and darkness coupled with technology. And the only thing that will make sense is when you know that you're not a limited individual within a cell. That you know that everything, even the darkness and the technology and the evolution of the machines, is within you, not a part of you, but within you. When you transcend all the fear by knowing experientially, palpatably, through your own existence and your own experience, that you are not this body, not this mind, not this flesh and history, but that you are something so profoundly beautiful and so mysterious to yourself. then when fear is not there, and you can make the right choices, choices of evolution, evolving your capacity as a human being in this reality and helping other human beings to evolve so that we can all stand as an undivided field of existence, and so that we can train the machines to be of a benevolent presence to help us to fix systems that are corrupt, that are disintegrating, that are power hungry. But for that, we need to wake up. We need to get curious. We need to connect. We need to disconnect first so that we can connect. And this event, this Friday, is the intention of that. Is 3 days of silence, stillness, satsang, and enlightenment dyads, sitting, inquiry, sitting with the question of what am I? Getting curious of knowing yourself beyond the limited separation. So 3 days, one question. Very accessible. Absolute minimum price. Simple symbolic exchange for what we are committing to in the time we're going to spend together for 3 days, remembering what's real, getting curious. So you will receive not just the 3 days of transmission, silence, stillness, meditation, and the curiosity spark, but you also receive the practice, a manual, embodied wholeness manual that you can take with you to your everyday life, and you can get serious about serious, scientifically proven biohacking, ancient yogic technologies that can wake you up, that can unplug you from 3D and plug you back into the remembrance of your being, into remembrance of God. Always being in God as a spark of God right here, right now, in all your existence. But that's a whole other story of embodiment, and that's another chapter. But for now, this is my invitation to you. The event is called Unbound Awareness, the direct path home. I hope I'll see you there. Much love.